crap.
But one thing I want to tell you, if you're listening to us, you're already winning.
Already winning.
You know what I'm saying? It's the first fucking episode. You're going to win your situation. And if you don't, you could blame us. But just know, Badmouth Sports is for the win. It's to the moon.
To the moon, baby. Welcome in to Badmouth Sports! Fantasy Football Podcast. What's up, everybody? I'm Mr. Badmouth himself, Nico, and this is my boy,
BMS, Tony, a.k.a. Badmouth Sports Clue.
Hell yeah.
Coming at you live.
That's right. And we're bringing you advice, for that family and friends fantasy football league. You know what I mean? Not all that statistical crap that you hear all the time. I mean, you could go get that.
The fun type of fantasy.
Yeah.
And we're here to help you lose your fucking championships or either win your championship.
Yeah.
Don't blame us.
Yeah.
We're doing our part.
Yeah, we're doing our best because it's our advice. You know what I mean? But we're talking about the stuff where like you're in that league where that dude drafts a quarterback at the second pick,
or even the first.
Yeah, and it's a 10-man.
I don't do that.
PPR.
I do not do that.
But yeah, that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to talk about, man. But yeah, we're gonna be bringing you opinions because we're just trying to win some money. We're trying to win some money. We're trying to dominate our leagues.
Yep.
We're gonna try to bring that action to you guys. You know
Mandatory.
what I mean? And we're gonna base a lot of stuff on our leagues that we're in, so we could give you opinions based on what we're doing in those leagues, so you could get examples.
And this is only the beginning. We have a full 8 months, 9 months.
Oh yeah, till 10. Like, what's up? Have you been this off season? You've been paying attention to stuff. Do you do that? Like I take a break after the Super Bowl.
Honestly, dude, like I try not to.
Yeah.
Because my fucking team sucks. But when it comes to football, like I like to acknowledge it comes from the draft, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So you do pay attention to the draft.
Yes, okay. Más o menos. But if I'm being honest, dude, this whole preseason has been iffy. Like I feel like some of the QBs haven't lived up to the hype, and if I would put a staple on it, they fucking suck.
Yeah. Well,
like, straight up.
And there's been a lot of changes too, right? Like this preseason,
coaching,
this offseason, yeah.
Roster
all
changes,
the quarterbacks,
all that shit, all that weird shit.
And even like this year, there's like a lot of hype going into the few. I mean, there was like 4 quarterbacks taken in like the first 5 picks or something like
easily,
that this year,
the
right?
first top 5, yeah.
So, is it because they're great? Like like rookie quarterbacks are very like the hype's there right now, right? Like we're seeing. Especially 2 players in particular, I think personally is like Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. I think those 2 players right now have kind of separated themselves from the pack because they're most likely going to start week 1.
Like I like straight out the gate.
Yeah,
and you're completely right, but
because like the other ones probably are not. Like Drake May, JJ McCarthy, they're going to probably be eased in to playing.
But I mean, have you watched any of the preseason games? Are you impressed so far? Like, what's your opinion on them? Like, realistically, like.
So coming in straight out of college, I did not like Caleb Williams.
Same. Even though I'm a USC fan, shout out to the Trojans.
Yeah, I do like
not the condoms. The team.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Those 2 back in the day, I guess, saved a few lives.
Cheers to that, bro.
But. Yeah, for me, it's a whole attitude thing, right? So like, and
it's true.
And there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that we even see now, even in the pros.
Even back in the day, bro.
Yeah, but there's a difference, right? Like I think back in the day, there was a lot more quarterbacks with like, they played with a lot more fire, a lot more heart. Like they had like a killer instinct, almost like that Mamba mentality, right? And I don't see that a lot with like, especially new quarterbacks. Or, like, there's a lot of people that just don't have it. Even guys I love. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm afraid Josh Allen might not have that, bro. Because when it comes down to the wire, he's always
he always falls short.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Josh Allen, don't get me wrong. Like, he's a great quarterback.
Yeah.
But if you say, like, some real shit, Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
He came out of fucking college with so much fucking hype.
So much hype, though. But that's what I think the scary part is, right?
What really fucking kills him, I feel, is like what he does outside the field.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, his attitude to me, man.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, like, you haven't even started a game and you're being a diva about
That's my thing. That's my thing. I'm like, it's one thing to be great in college, and it's a different thing to be great in the NFL.
Everything could shut down fucking the first 4 games in his professional career.
It, you know, like that welcome to the NFL rookie that it's in like Madden and stuff. They have it as like a cut or whatever.
Get his ass kicked.
Yeah. But it reminds me of like that. Yeah, and it reminds me of like that Mike Tyson saying like everybody got a plan until they get punched in the teeth. Yeah, punched.
Shout out to Mike Tyson.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like Caleb Williams thinks he's the shit until he gets hit by like, Micah Parsons.
His whole persona is gonna change. He's already talking about like, oh, we're gonna go to Super Bowl, we're gonna do this. I'm like, my brother in Christ. Hit the field first.
And
his preseason, sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
His preseason was okay.
But he was playing against the twos in Buffalo. Like
one rookie that stood out was the Vikings QB.
Yeah. JJ, he looked good.
It's his first fucking drive, he threw an interception.
Yeah.
But imagine, with the first team,
yeah,
he has the overrated JJ Fish, a.k.a. Mr. Jefferson. Imagínate. But I feel like I wish I could say the same for Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
No.
But like, seriously, like, I feel like out of them, and I don't want to be biased because of my boy Rattler put in work.
Yeah, he did. He looked good.
But he has the best future.
Yeah.
More confident in the pocket.
Yeah.
More everything, no drama outside the football field. Like just straight up fucking natural.
You know who's he does. I mean? Yeah, he does. He does look good. He looks comfortable out there. He's never even played enough games. I think him and Bo Nix will look the most comfortable coming out the gate because they don't have a lot to prove. NIL kids like Bo Nix and Spencer Rattler, they're interesting because they played for so long in college before they now made it to the NFL, right? Like they played like almost 6 seasons in college.
They were big, yeah.
Yeah, and they've always had a spotlight on them. Like they've both been rated as top quarterbacks, possibly going into the NFL, but they decided to stay in college for a little while. Don't know why. NIL is very interesting coming in, but that's going to be another topic that we'll have to discuss coming into the future because we don't know a lot about it right now. There's a lot of new shit happening, right? And we're still in the COVID years. A lot of weird stuff is happening. There's a lot of older guys, a lot of younger guys, right? And that brings us back to like another quarterback that's been in for a while, Jaden Daniels, right? Like he had a late start.
My glorious king.
Yeah.
He's so fucking amazing, bro.
I think so too. Like with LSU, he had a slow start coming out to college, right? Got to LSU and he finally blew up his last 2 seasons. Last 2 seasons at over 1,000 yards rushing each season. His passing stayed consistent as far as what he did both seasons in college. But he also had players like Malik Neighbors who got drafted in the first round. So he obviously had enough in the passing game to make Malik Neighbors a number 1 draft pick, right? So there's and he also won the Heisman. So there's
factors.
There's a lot of things that I love about him, right? And one thing people keep bringing up is that he's too small.
Size doesn't matter.
I've been saying.
Shout out to Trojan.
Yeah.
USC.
Yeah.
USC. Not the fucking other shit.
Right.
What I'm talking about. Yeah.
But also, like, it doesn't make sense to me, right? Because you look at Caleb Williams, and he's like 5'10", like barely 210.
Look at Drew Brees.
Yeah, Drew Brees is a good example. But also, like, even like players playing now, like you got Kyler Murray. You got players that other people
Kyler Murray.
Other players that they're relating to Jaden Daniels is like he's kind of like a Lamar Jackson-esque vibe to him.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, but look at Lamar Jackson. He just cut weight so he could be faster again. And nobody's talking about he's too small to play.
Yeah, to be honest.
Is it because we've seen it?
That's scary. You've seen him that small. That is fucking
I mean, we haven't seen him that small since he got drafted. But
in high school and all that shit.
Yeah.
But then again, this is big boys league, man.
Like, I know. Yeah, but that's
fucked.
But see, what that tells me about with Lamar Jackson, which we'll get to at another episode, is he's not going to be running the ball in the end zone as much. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah, so Jaden Daniels, his floor is so low because of his running ability, right? Like we've seen that with like RG3 when he came into the league. We saw that last year with Anthony Richardson, who is being projected as a top 5 quarterback going into this season, and we haven't seen him do anything. He played 4 games.
Was it? Yeah, it
He
was
got
four
hurt. He
games.
played one, got hurt. Came back, got hurt. Came back, played 2 games, got hurt. Like, and it was the passing prowess wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
so let me ask you this.
yeah.
What's your stand on QB rookies this year? Have you had to lace them up in a tier? Mm-hmm. Where do they go from here? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you've watched the preseason games.
Yeah, I've seen some of them,
but
and out of all of the rookie quarterbacks this year, the only one that I've actually been like, it was actually fun to watch, and I was kind of like, I saw a lot more from him than I expected.
For the hype.
It's not for the hype because he's not hyped at all. He's not hyped. He's not even talked about. He's not discussed because of where he was drafted, who he's drafted behind,
or the team.
Yeah, or the team. Yeah. But Joe Milton from Tennessee, University of Tennessee quarterback. He's the 3rd stringer, maybe even the 4th stringer for the Patriots because we saw Bailey Zappi out there on the field.
That fool was putting in work.
Yeah,
shout out to Milton.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, we know Brissett's going to start. We know Drake May was taken in the 1st.
Hold on, I'm gonna cut you off real quick. How is Brissett still in the league as a backup, bro? That's just sad. Bro.
That is, but
that's just fucking sad.
That's how you get paid, bro.
But anyways,
best job
come
ever.
Back to the rookies. Rookies, that's.
But fucked. He impressed me a lot because of not only was he willing to make plays on his feet, but he was also willing to stay in the pocket,
cool under pressure.
Yeah, and extend the play to where he threw a touchdown pass. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. He ran the whole field down too, though.
Oh,
man. That fool had the
methodically.
Methodically. Yes, he was cool, calm, and collective.
Yeah,
which was just it's rare.
And
he's not a rookie. Do you consider him a rookie?
I mean, he is,
but
this is his first season in the NFL. Style, dude, and also he's 6'5". He's like 260. Huge. He's a monster, and he runs like a 4.4 40.
My boy is
like, I don't know.
A rare specimen.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago they were talking about him being like the next Josh Allen, and then nothing.
Shout out to Josh Allen. Yeah, zoom in on that shit. Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah,
your boy too.
Yeah, and then nothing was talked about him. So I don't know. It's interesting. We'll find out more as the season goes on because obviously he wasn't given the draft capital. We'll see how these rookie quarterbacks do this season. It's going to be interesting. I think for the first time in a long time, a lot of these rookie quarterbacks are actually set up for success, and the league isn't forcing them to be out there. Like, there was a pocket of time where they just forced a rookie quarterback to play.
Yeah, because back in the day, nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah. But then there was even a time where, like, it took you 3 years to play.
For real.
Like, even Patrick Mahomes, for example. But, like, that goes into, like, this free agency season, right? Like, it's been crazy. So, like, this is just going to be some snippets that we're going to be talking about that we learned from the news. You know what I mean? Like, there's just been stuff out there this free agency. There's all these snippets of this random stuff happening, right? So free agency was crazy this year. We saw a major running back leave after he had an opportunity to be in their Hall of Fame.
I hope you're talking about who the fuck I think you're talking about.
I'm talking about Saquon Barkley, bro. Talking about Saquon Barkley. Like,
that was fucked.
It was crazy.
Honestly,
right?
That was fucked. How do you do that though?
That's what I'm saying. There's no loyalties anymore, right?
Do you think like that term comes like money talks type shit?
No, I think it was that, and I don't think it was necessarily about the money because still he's not the number one paid running back in the league. Like, what's his name who just signed that contract?
But to go to your ops,
that
is fucked.
But what he wants is a ring, man. But he wants that fatty, bro.
I don't think he's gonna get it with them though.
Right, but he has a better chance. And they were the only ones willing to. They were the ones talking to him. They reached out to him, talking to him.
That is fucking true.
I've heard because DeAndre Swift left there.
También.
Yeah, and he was signed on a 2-year contract. They could have kept him. They didn't. He's from Philly. Kind of weird.
Another one that's really another one that's really surprising, but it makes this team a fucking super team. The Ravens running back.
Oh, yeah. Derrick Henry? Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What a beast!
Like Lamar Jackson,
crazy, right?
That's unstoppable. Like if you really think about it, that's touchdowns every single fucking day.
And if they had one wide receiver,
draft him. Not number one, not number two. Maybe number two.
Yeah,
but draft him. Yeah. He's gonna eat. He's gonna fucking eat.
Bro. I think so too. Yeah.
That offensive line is tier.
Yeah.
Tier. Like that's what gave Lamar Jackson the chance to just run every fucking.
So out of those three, you think Derrick Henry has like the best opportunity to finish the best? Because like we also saw like Josh Jacobs.
Volume. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Maybe I don't know about the Eagles because they have AJ Brown.
I mean, I think the Eagles this year are going to try to pass a lot more with Kellen Moore.
You think so?
Yeah.
They do have a solid offensive line, but if it was up to me,
also Saquon's a beast, man.
He's unstoppable.
I would,
dude. After he came out of fucking college, I would just big ass fucking legs,
dude.
That's my whole body size, bro. Yeah. I'm fucked.
I would just let him ride, bro. But that's just me. So yeah, I'm excited about those three. It's fun to see some of these bigger name players get to go to teams that they probably deserve to play on.
Yeah.
If that's not a weird thing to say, they deserve to play on a better team just because of the way the NFL is now and the fact that like everybody wants that ring, man. It's about chasing that ring and sometimes maybe it's not about staying with that team if that team is just going to drag you down. Like, he could have been a Hall of Famer for the Giants, right?
You think so?
Oh yeah, because they have that.
That organization sucks, bro.
Well, he would have been a Hall of Famer for their Hall of Fame. Does that make sense? Yeah. But also, I think Saquon is a Hall of Famer. He didn't he have a 2,000-yard season or close to?
AP, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, like something like that. But it's so. I think it's exciting to see these guys because now we'll actually see who they are. Now we actually will know because they've been great on shitty teams. Maybe now on good teams we could actually see them be the player we always wanted them to be.
So, for example,
which is crazy to me.
We're talking about free agency, right?
Yeah, in fantasy.
Which one was the bust in free agency that you thought like, fuck, man, this motherfucker just ruined his career? I'll start. Keenan Allen.
That was
even though he got traded, but it was an offseason.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, if he would have stayed with the Chargers, he would have still been.
You think so?
The Keenan Allen we're talking about, like he would have still been the Slayer.
What the fuck do the Chargers have?
Well, exactly. They don't have nobody at wide receiver, so he would have been king. But now he's over. Yeah, I don't know. One thing I seen, I'm not too excited from watching the. I don't know if you've watched the Hard Knocks at all.
I don't. This season, I don't want to watch it because I don't want to. Dude, I watched the clip. Shout out to Caleb Williams, but I know it's a tradition where you fucking you show your. I signed for tal much money. That's fucked up. No, to me, it's just fucking weird. But shout out to fucking everybody getting their bag and shit.
Yeah, for sure. And then so this off season, right? Something that didn't play out that like is still playing out till now is the whole Brandon Ayuk situation.
Another toxico.
Yeah,
you guys that do not understand Spanish, toxico means toxic. Anyways,
thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, toxico, toxic. Yeah, we're right there.
Some of them don't even fucking know what the fuck that is.
But yeah, so Brandon Ayuk, I feel like he is toxic.
That fool's a fucking lame.
Like you, like I just like I understand the money thing, right? Like getting your bag, right? Like making your money, getting paid, this and that. And he's trying to capitalize off of not only his best season, but some of the best consistency we've seen ever from a wide receiver in in his position. Because he comes on a high-powered offense. He's sort of the third or fourth target on that team.
Because that team was stacked, bro.
Yeah, they're stacked, right? And he somehow had the consistency he had last year. He had more catches over 20 yards than I think anybody, or he was like second. Yeah.
Great route runner.
But, like, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Because, like, I think the 49ers wanted to keep him until recently. And, I mean, we've seen this happen in the NFL, right? Like, it happens all the time.
Like people just like, nah.
Your boy Michael Thomas did it back in the day. He held out for almost, like, 6 games.
Fuck that.
Yeah. You know, Javon Bell. We've seen this happen.
And you literally just asked me like, how do I feel about him? Same way I feel about Michael Thomas.
Right.
Fuck him, dude. It's like, how are you just gonna do that to yourself, bro? You made yourself toxic to every NFL team.
Right. Now it's like hard to like want him, right?
Because if you're like, oh fuck, I got what I wanted, people in that locker are not gonna want that from you. They're not gonna want to be around you.
Well, and where do you think you're gonna go that it's gonna be better? Bro, that's my question to him.
He should have accepted that Browns trade. So the fact that he said, no, I don't want to go to the Browns, like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, he had 2 offers. He didn't want to play for those teams because they're not going to win a Super Bowl this year.
Bullshit. I feel like he just wants to
I think he's trying to rub it in San Fran's face. That
you think so?
Yeah, I think he's trying to rub it in San Fran's face that people want me.
San Fran is a great team.
Yeah, because we saw, 2 years ago when Brandon Ayuk had that offseason bullshit where Shanahan literally sat him. He didn't play as much.
I would expect that from bigger names.
Yeah, and
like
I'm not
fucking Debo.
Yeah. And I'm not, it's crazy because like these players, like they want more money, they want better situations, they want all this stuff, but they're not willing to like realize what they got, right? Because like, yeah, Ayuk is good. He had a great season. Can't deny that. But will that season ever happen again? Probably not. Probably not. Right? And one thing that like I think people, especially in his position, fail to remember is
realize
is that like the way he plays football is repeatable. The way Debo plays football is not repeatable.
Feels like the Taysom Hill.
Yeah,
but better. My Saints. Well,
but you're not going to find another Debo ever, even though teams chase that.
He's the great.
You'll never find another Tyreek Hill, even though teams are looking for that. You never will.
No copy.
Yeah, it's like Calvin Johnson, but like there's just guys they're not gonna be those guys. And what I've seen on film and this and that from the last couple of years that you've been in the league,
you're not him.
You're not him.
Exactly.
You've never had to be him on that team. I think you're a product of the environment. I think you're a product of
your offense.
Your
coaching and all that
shit. You've not been the threat that other number 1 wide receivers have been. And even guys rated so low as like AJ Brown. In certain circles, for some reason, AJ Brown is a little slept on.
She's a lot slept on.
Yeah,
because of Devontae Smith.
And Brandon Ayuk has never done what AJ Brown has done for a team. So I don't get it.
Like I feel like he just doesn't want to be a role player.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, bro,
he doesn't want to be a role player, but he doesn't.
I would literally give up everything to be in his position.
100%.
It's like, bro, you don't have to do shit. Just do shit.
Be good when you need to be. Yeah,
exactly.
Be good when we need you to be good.
It's like, shout out to the Olympics. What the fuck happened to the Olympics? Fucking USA won gold.
Yeah.
Both of them, women and males.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The males have fucking Avengers. Mm-hmm. Like, their fucking team was so fucking stacked that some of them, they didn't even play one fucking rep and they won gold.
Yeah.
Why can't this fool just...
Yeah, because it's not like you're not getting any love. You're just not the love.
The one.
You're the one.
Like, bro, just...
But you don't want to be the one on a team that sucks. So, like, you got to make up your mind, bro. So that's why I think he's playing with San Francisco.
Like, you know, like when it comes to, like, free agency, man, like, a lot of moves were made this year. Some weird fucking moves.
Yeah.
But Ayuk is the...
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I really don't think he's going to come back to San Francisco, but I guess we'll find out soon.
Did you see that conversation where CMC's like, oh, my former teammate?
Yeah.
That said it all.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are happening out there that are really weird. Just one snippet of news that's like outside of like football that's been. You heard what happened to my boy Terrell Davis recently?
Oh, like
so. His family like was removed. He was like arrested by like the FBI or something.
What the fuck?
On an airplane over some situation. Like he like I guess he like tapped the nurse or one of the
his
flight
old
attendants.
ass is in the fucking news, bro. What the fuck?
So he like tapped the nurse and she like swore they hit her or something. But there's like video and it's like very obvious that
that's what happened when you have money.
He tapped a flight attendant for ice for his son.
Right. Yeah, he
and the flight attendant flipped out.
Yeah, so like he tapped her, and she said and then he said,
"What? That's even worse."
And
bro.
Then he said that he hit him, that he assaulted him, and all he asked for was some ice.
Just a fucking tap.
Yeah. Get his boy some ice.
Shout out to Ice.
Yeah.
Not the Ice Mexicans like.
Yeah. Terrell Davis,
fuck them
baby.
motherfuckers, bro.
No,
Fuck
not that
shit.
ice. Yeah, not shout out to that ice, but.
But
Is that crazy?
That's some bullshit, bro.
That's crazy, bro. I almost cried. I was like, my boy Terrell Davis got mistreated like that.
In the beginning of this video, we're gonna help you lose your fantasy or win it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you're not a Denver fan or a Saints fan because my fucking team sucks.
Right. And yes, that is my favorite team. And like, isn't it crazy that like our coaches not swapped because you got Dennis Allen, his defensive coordinator, who's how does that fool still in the league? Because wasn't he the guy
coach, bro?
Wasn't he the guy like paying people to like stab people on the field?
You're a QB, the Bonnie.
Yeah,
shout out to our Katrina. Yeah. Oh no, that's bad, huh?
Yeah, Hurricane Katrina.
Fuck Katrina. No shout out to Katrina. Like,
but
that shit down. Fuck.
So how did you become a Saints fan, bro?
Honestly, dude, I had to be because of my boy Reggie Bush, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All from USC.
Yeah, like when I used to play sports when I was a little kid, like flag football. Like I never fucking made it. Obviously, my boy. Like we're in a fucking podcast.
Yeah.
For free. You know what I'm saying? But when it came to fucking Reggie Bush, like everybody compared me to him, like, oh, that, and I followed suit. I'm like, damn, my boy, like that fool's solid.
Yeah.
And then when he got drafted, I remember that day. And ever since then, it was post Katrina. So yeah, ever since then.
So it was the year they won the Super Bowl.
No, they won the Super Bowl in 2009.
Right.
And I became a Saints fan.
So you got what, drafted in like 7?
6?
6? Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's what's up.
How the fuck did you become a Josh Allen fan and a Denver fan? Shout out to the Raiders, though. Yeah. Shout out to the Raiders.
Well, Josh Allen's interesting because so that was like my first player that I like. He was my first like last pick of the draft pickup, and it was that year he had a rough rookie season, and everybody was kind of dogging him. And there was just something I seen in him that I was like, nah, next year he's gonna come back and just like mess shit up. Mm-hmm. And then Brian Dable and him mess shit up together. So it was really fun to watch that, and it was when I first got really into fantasy football. I guess it was like I was in college, blah blah blah, and I was like, I've been playing for a while. I played in my family league anyway. Like, so I really got
you played in your family. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, fantasy football.
Yeah, fantasy football.
I'm like, damn, you guys had a whole fucking football team.
So
Jesus Christ.
So Josh Allen was like the first guy I called that was going to be like a breakout player, and that's why I fell in love with the Stallion. Because I just thought he was amazing ever since there was like an interview I watched of him when he was first coming out.
So confident.
Yeah, and he was just a goofball, just and he was fun to watch. He was like, he knew he was going to have fun. But Denver, how I became a Denver fan was because of Terrell Davis.
Shout out to my boy.
Yeah.
Bing.
Yeah, exactly. So I grew up in Panama City, Panama.
Oh, fuck.
And one of the few games, my dad was in the Air Force. So one of the few games they would play on the television was the Super Bowl. They didn't play like every NFL game down in Panama. So they played the Super Bowl, and Denver played the Green Bay Packers in '97, and it was 97, 98.
That's awesome, bro.
And then Denver ended up kicking the shit out of Brett Favre. It was Terrell Davis and Josh John Elway.
My boy said
yeah. But like another quarterback that had like a rough
John Elway,
rookie year.
Now what is he, like the GM for?
Yeah. So that's how I fell in love because of that game. If Green Bay would have won, who knows? Maybe I would have been over here, doing the mariachi dance. Yeah, I don't know why so many Mexicans love fucking Green Bay, bro. It doesn't make no sense.
You said it again. Mexican.
But yeah, so and ever since then I've loved them. I love the concept. Like if you look back at the team that was like Rod Smith and all these guys, it was a hodgepodge team of guys. Yeah, and he was an undrafted free agent.
Greatest fucking wide receiver ever.
And he wasn't even drafted. How crazy!
Small,
is that? That was the OG.
He reminds me of Torrey Holt.
Yeah.
Just like
similar. Yeah. OG Puka Nakua.
Yeah,
like
it's just I love football.
Yeah.
Like, regardless, football is the shit.
Football is life.
4.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We're about to go over a segment. We're going to call it the over-under. It's about overrated players and underrated players. We each got 3 that we've been looking into and discussing and researching over the off season and now going into the preseason. So it's just players that we're discussing about going into this upcoming football season. It's not a reflection on who they are as players, okay? So all y'all out there, chill out. One player I want to bring to the table that I just know is going to hurt some feelings and going to be, yeah. So my first player I'm going to bring into the table is CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud is an overrated player.
Why? I'm going to let you explain, but why?
I think he's overrated for where he's going in the draft. To get him, he's considered a top 10 quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But the style of quarterback that he plays is not something the fantasy community has been overhyped on as being a top 10 quarterback.
So you don't think he's going to have the same production as his first rookie year?
Well, let's talk about that real quick because his production was great for a rookie. His production was actually shit as a fantasy football player. He finished like 14th,
that
16th.
Is literally true.
Yeah, he didn't actually finish in the top 10.
True.
So now we're expecting him to finish way above par. And really what I'm saying is just like he's a pocket quarterback, right? Nothing against CJ Stroud. I actually really enjoy CJ Stroud as a player, as an athlete. They've done the work and surrounded him with weapons to make him even more dangerous out there as a whole.
Weapons?
Yeah, I mean...
Stephon Diggs? That's weapons?
Yes. And, Joe Mixon back there. So,
oh, yeah.
And they beefed up the offensive line a little bit. They're making the right moves for somebody that they, found their quarterback, right? And I agree. I think the Texans have found their quarterback. I think C.J. Stroud is going to be here for a while. I love him.
Of course.
I think he was way better than Bryce Young coming into the draft. I thought he should go number 1. But whatever. To each their own. Different styles. Anyway, I think C.J. Stroud is only overrated because of where he's going in drafts, and people that play his style of quarterback, we consider them what do you call week to week?
Pocket passers.
No, pocket passers, but week to week, you could put anybody in. Depending on who he's playing, you might want to play somebody else because
it also depends on the strength of the schedule.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what
so
I'm saying?
Like if he's playing a weak team, you're gonna play him, right?
Of course.
But also. So, and then pocket quarterbacks, right? From what we know about them is the only pocket quarterback that we know that we've ever been super hyped on that's been super dope is Patrick Mahomes. Other than that, it's been Tom Brady and then
Derek Carr?
No, never has been Derek. But maybe Aaron Rodgers in his prime. But you see what I'm saying? These aren't guys look at where Aaron Rodgers is going now in drafts, right? Barely forget about it.
Sleepers.
Yeah, well, maybe a sleeper, but what I'm saying is CJ Stroud, that's the style of quarterback he plays, right? So he could finish top 10 in a given week, but he also could finish 20th because maybe they're blowing a team out and they just decide to hand the ball off to Pierce or Mixon just to run the clock out, and then it doesn't matter, right? So there's no points for him there. So that's just where I'm at. Where he's going in drafts and the style that he plays has been more consistent with being a quarterback that you could swap in and out on any given week. That's where I'm coming from. And even last year when we look at the beginning of the season, he struggled a lot like we would expect a rookie quarterback to do. And then he had a stretch of 5 games where he crushed. And that was it. That's why he finished where he finished last season. I'm not saying he's not a great NFL quarterback. He's an amazing, beautiful NFL talent. Fantasy, though, is where I get the concerns.
Do you think the weapons that he has surrounding himself, even though they added Stephon Diggs, they have Tank Dell, what's that other fool's name?
Well, they got Nico Collins.
Exactly.
Who I love.
You don't think that he finishes top 10?
I'm saying he could on a given week, not every day.
Personally, I don't think there's 10. Why would
right? Who would I draft in front of him? Right.
Exactly.
I hear you. Well, let's get into this quarterback that you think is overrated because I saw it in the show docs, and I thought C.J. Stroud was a little wild, and then I read yours, and I'll. So tell me about it, Patrick Mahomes.
Patricio Mahomes.
Patricio.
The simple fact that I consider him overrated is like he has an elite coach.
Yeah.
Right. He's a great player, but if you really think about it, what has he done? All the players surrounding him do everything for him.
Well, he's won 2 Super Bowls.
Still.
Been there 3 times.
Garoppolo, he won 2 Super Bowls.
Has he really?
Yeah, he did. If you really think about it, like that doesn't define a great player.
That's fair.
But if you really think about it, like,
so would it be similar to the C.J. Stroud situation that I'm talking about? Like,
no, because in the sense that C.J. Stroud has not won 1 Super Bowl. Right, he went to play out once, and he's amazing.
Right.
But if you really think about it, like, come on, dude, Mahomes, and he's not even in my.
And we saw the production last year drop a lot.
Igualmente, right. Yeah, exactly. But if you really think about it, P. Mahomes, what would make him elite is a solid wide receiver.
Yeah.
He doesn't have none of that.
Right.
If you really think about it, bro, like, come on, man, like.
Right, and then without Travis Kelce there, maybe next year.
That is
after,
it.
Like what?
Everybody thought, oh, Kadarius Toney, he's
like a running back or something. Right?
What is he doing?
Yeah.
You know, even the running back, he's alone.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, he's alone. Yeah. But they're overhyping him, yes, because he won 2 Super Bowls, like you literally just stated. Yeah. Besides that, what does he have?
Right. Okay. Yeah. No,
name his number 1 wide receiver right now.
We don't know.
Exactamundo. He doesn't have nothing.
Because it could be Rashee Rice.
It could be Rashee Rice, but they're going through a lot.
Cole Hardman. Well, he just got hurt. Or no.
Imagínate.
Yeah. Hollywood Brown got hurt, but yeah. Okay. I hear you.
Yeah, just to me, that's he's not even an op because he's not in my.
So you won't draft him?
I would if the time of place, but he will not be my number 1, number 2, or number 3, or number 4 round.
Gotcha.
I'd rather choose C.J. Stroud.
Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting.
Personally.
Because of his weapons?
Exactly.
All right. So the next guy that I picked, that I chose, that I thought was an overrated player this year, and like I said before, it's overrated based on going into this 2024 season, right? Mm-hmm. Like they're NFL athletes, like they're still amazing, right? But,
drum roll.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go with Bijan Robinson.
Really?
Yes. I know that's hard to hear for a lot of people out there because of how much they're expecting from him. I like the kid. I think he's a great person.
Prospect.
Yeah, he's a great prospect. But my thing is, like, when he played for Texas, like, who was he running against? And then last year, why was he held back so much? Arthur Smith is known as a running offensive coordinator, you know. He's known as that.
Mm-hmm.
And he must have seen something in Bijan maybe that he just doesn't. He can't handle that for full workload. And I'm not saying because he didn't get enough.
He can't take the pressure.
Well, maybe. I also think it's like one of those crazy things, like you're not going to also use Algier. Like Algier has proven.
I literally forgot he was still on the team, bro.
But only because of how much they hype up Bijan. Not because he's not great. He's proven the last 2 years that he's a great NFL running back, even though he was an undrafted free agent out of BYU. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's proven that he deserves to be in the NFL, and people are, like, sleeping that he even exists anymore.
For real, because all the hype is around
Bijan and what he could do, even though we've never seen it. And, like, we saw Jahmyr Gibbs do it.
We saw flashes.
We saw him do it. We saw the guy in Miami, what's his name? We saw a little man do it.
I forgot that.
But you know what I'm saying? Little man. We saw Little Rocket do it. He took off, blast. But Bijan, we saw semi-flashes. But also when we saw those flashes, it was like maybe for a 20, 40-yard scamper. There's never a moment where I was like, God damn, that's the dude.
Like, imagine Bijan Robinson with the Bills offensive line.
That's fair. Offensive line sucks.
Dude, like low-key, that I feel like that literally.
Yeah. So I know.
That's a factor, bro.
Yeah. 100% that's a factor. 100%.
Anybody, dude, look at the Ravens offensive line.
They're going to be weaker this year a little bit, but
you
yes.
think so? Oh yeah, because they lost.
But what I'm saying is, like, Bijan Robinson's offensive line hasn't gotten any or excrement. It hasn't gotten much better.
But
from last year,
they get a new QB.
They did get
his production might slow down a little bit.
I'm also like it's Christian
Kirk Cousins.
Right?
Shout out to Kirk Cousins.
It's Kirk
his
Cousins.
Production just he made Justin Jefferson elite.
Or did Justin Jefferson make him elite? And getting into that,
to each his own.
Yeah, well, let's find out because apparently you think this player is overrated.
He really is. Because after that, what the fuck has he done?
All right, well, who's overrated?
Like,
what's his name?
Give us Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
And it's like, if you really think about it, dude, this season is gonna be. He got a major extension this year. He got paid millions and millions and millions.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that whole Netflix shit.
Yeah, I love it.
He fucking.
Oh, I love the whole show as a concept.
He stated that he, I only live in a $400,000 home.
Yeah, he lives in like an apartment.
So why are you asking for so much fucking money?
He didn't.
He at one point he did.
Well, you gotta look at it this way.
He made the Stapleton.
Yes.
He made it. Yeah. Okay, I want to be the highest.
So besides how much money he's getting paid, why do you think he's overrated as far as fantasy football goes?
Because Kirk Cousins.
Oh, so he doesn't have the quarterback anymore.
I guarantee you, this year, he's not gonna be at his value like he was 2-3 years ago.
Right, because
because of the QB.
Yeah,
because
of Sam Darnold there right now starting,
and that's fucked up.
But did you see how hyped up Justin Jefferson was when he saw JJ throw that touchdown pass?
Bomb.
Yeah,
and that's cool. But if you really think about it,
right,
I guarantee you, he's not gonna be the number one receiver he was a year and a half ago.
Okay, I agree.
And I'm
he's
willing
also
to put
coming off an injury.
Fucking budget and anything. He's not, but it's like I don't know. Just like it's just that fool. He's really not the one.
You don't think so?
I would put my money over Tyreek Hill over him easily. Even though
this season, or if they both played with the same quarterback.
General. Oh, that's a good question.
Like if they both played with like Patrick Mahomes.
Oh,
we've seen Tyreek Hill play.
Patrick Mahomes.
I think Justin Jefferson then is just like the best wide receiver that ever lived.
Mahomes had Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes and Justin Jefferson would not be in my overrated.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's coming.
I feel you. It's the hype of what's coming in, the quarterback, the new changes, new offensive system going in there, even though they have the same head coach. I hear that.
But if you really think about like tight ends wise, I do not have anybody overrated.
Really? You don't? Okay, I think tight ends in general can be a little bit inflated, and that's why my next guy.
They don't get the love though. They don't get the love.
You're right. They don't get enough love. But that's why my next guy is a tight end, and it's Sam Laporta. Yeah, I hate to do it to you, brother. La Raza, I know. Dog. Yeah. But where you're going at in drafts, you're going in the third round, bro.
He is.
And like, I say this like I'm talking to you, Sam, but it has nothing to do with you, brother. So we're taking Sam Laporta in the third round, and like, yeah, we saw him do something.
That's a good spot, though. Still,
you think so?
I mean, it depends how you're drafted.
After what we just saw, like Travis Kelce, I drafted in the first round last year. Like
they have the number one offensive line, buddy.
That's fair.
They have the number one offensive line.
But then what about all the hype about like Jameis Williams and then like Jahmyr Gibbs playing more as a slot back maybe?
That is true.
You know, like there's a lot of hype around this offense that who knows? Like we saw the tip of the iceberg for what we think, because last year we didn't expect Detroit to do that, right? And I think Sam Laporta was a product of being just the only other guy Jeff Goff could throw to. Or Jared Goff.
I keep forgetting to have that.
You know what I mean? Like, and I like Jared Goff. I think it's messed up what
he's cool.
LA did to him, but
fuck the Rams.
Yeah, but we talk about that.
Fuck the Rams.
But he's killing it over there in Detroit, and I love Sam Laporta as a tight end. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I hate that. Whatever. He's
for real. Like, what the fuck?
What does that even mean? He's a great tight end, right? Like he's as a tight end, he's fantastic. But is he third round talent?
You think so?
No, I don't think so. That's why I think he's overrated. I think he's not a third round talent. I'd rather take a few other wide receivers in that spot, and because there's no way Sam Laporta is doing what he did last year. It's just not happening.
Because they fell to a scheme. They felt like he was
firing on their new game plan is going to be different. Game plans year in and year out are not the same. It's going to be different. Better offensive line means your running game is going to be better. Means you're not going to have to pass it as much. Jameson Williams, even if he's stepping it up just half an iota, that means that's another body out there that can catch a football reliably. You see what I'm saying? So I just think he's overrated for where he's going.
And as a tight end, I really respect everything you're saying, but that puts Jameson Williams on the map.
I think it does. I mean,
it really fucking does.
We'll talk about that. Because you know what, he should have been probably my underrated Jameson Williams. But maybe we could talk about him at another time. I think he's a fantastic athlete.
Man, that's my dog.
Yeah,
you hit some like real points. And, like now
It's just one of those things where like people want what he did last year, and that's not happening again. He can do really good.
Kind of like that Cooper Kupp effect.
Exactly.
That Cooper Kupp. He almost beat. Fuck you, Mike Thomas. If you see this shit, fuck you. He almost beat his fucking record.
Exactly.
And then.
Yeah.
The one that I'm talking about right now is Mr. CMC.
You think he's overrated?
He's stupid overrated.
Why?
Because in a sense, like, dude, like, the whole team revolves around him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, isn't that what you want?
No,
fantasy
but
football?
At the same time, like, the whole team knows who to target. The opposition.
That's true.
They know, like, CMC is the guy.
Okay.
Now that we have Brandon Ayuk out of the picture.
You think he's gone?
He's most definitely gone.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? We only have Deebo Samuel, George Kittle.
So don't you think that would make it better for CMC?
I don't think so. The offensive line is solid, but hasn't changed.
So it's just if defense knows what they're doing.
Target him.
Yeah. Okay.
His production is not going to be like how it was. And he did it 2 years back to back.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
He's a goal line back.
Yeah,
he's a receiver. That's like my boy, shout out to AK.
Yeah, it's hard to maintain.
It's not going to fucking change.
Yeah.
But I feel like if these NFL teams are smart enough, target him.
And he needs help, right? Team. And he also needs help. Because, like, if he keeps doing that, like, he might not ever make it to an actual Super Bowl and play.
Exactamundo.
Yeah. All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but CMC, I want to say like overrated because he was a Panther beforehand.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, I get it.
I cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, okay, so just to stay on the same team, San Francisco, there's a player you have here that's you consider underrated.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, and
my boy BP.
Yeah, okay.
Brock Purdy.
I
feel like he just gets hate for no fucking reason. This is his do or die time year. Straight up. He's either gonna lead that team to a Super Bowl or he's gonna lead it right to the fucking playoffs or to a championship. He needs to fucking lock in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he gets to the playoffs or the championship,
do you think that's him? Oh, I made it here.
No.
Get you what? I deserve an extension.
I think what happens with that, I think if he does do it again, even if they win or lose, he's going to be the highest paid quarterback we've ever seen.
Look at Jordan Love.
He's also the most underpaid quarterback currently.
He's a fucking beast. Yeah. For 4 years, he got 900,000.
Something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Last pick in the draft.
He is a beast.
Mr.
He
Irrelevant.
needs to fucking focus on his craft.
Yeah.
He needs to stop hearing what everybody says. Just do his own shit. Brock Purdy, that's the goal.
Well, see, and I agree because I think he is set up in a great scheme position and he has all the weapons around him to definitely produce massive numbers even as a pocket quarterback. And we even seen him not afraid to run it. Exactly. He's a beast. He wants to win.
And he's still on his rookie contract.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I was talking about earlier. Like, he has that dog in him, bro. He wants to win games. He's going to do whatever it takes to win a game. He's got that killer instinct. I feel that, man. Another player that I feel that has that and isn't ever going to lose that, no matter how old they get, no matter what people want to say about him, no matter what happened this year. It's a regime change. It's a cap change situation. A player I think that's underrated heavily is Austin Eckler.
You think so?
Yeah, my boy Austin Eckler.
But
another reason, I know it's I got two people in this scheme, but Cliff Kingsbury, he's very good about
knowing what he wants.
Well, he's very good about being a coach that adapts to his players and not a player that makes his, he's not a coach that makes his players adapt to him.
But if you're thinking about it, is he so much different than John Rivera?
Yeah.
In what sense?
In the sense that I think he sets like his players up to do great, but it's up to them to rise to the occasion.
You know what the crazy part is? Austin Eckler came from Chargers.
Yeah.
If he would have stayed one more year with, was it Jim Harbaugh?
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh is known to run a running offense.
Right, but I think he would have ran him in the ground. What I think was going to happen with Austin Eckler, and this is what I think, because of the way I've seen Cliff Kingsbury run his offense in the past, is I do think that the guy in front of him is going to be the workhorse. I think Brian Robinson Jr. is going to be the workhorse. The fool
that got shot?
Yeah, but he's been good. Last year he was great.
Bro.
Last year he broke 1,000 yards.
He's going to fade into the shadows.
No.
You know that shit.
Well, I think he's going to be the lead back in the situation, and then they're going to get to the end zone or their red zone area and bring in Austin Eckler in. Because Austin Eckler in that red zone is deadly and dangerous. Not only is he shifty, he's stocky. He's not afraid to hit you in the teeth.
What you just said, in the red zone.
Right. So he's going to
clear the field.
Yeah, he's going to be a touchdown machine is what I'm saying, but not necessarily like
don't draft him.
Yard production.
Do not draft him. He is underrated, yes, because the volume and everything, but do not draft him.
He's also going as the 31st running back.
4th round, 5th round, 6th round.
Maybe even later, 7th, 8th sometimes. So that's the only reason why I think he's underrated.
He's amazing, though. Yeah. I made the mistake last year. I had him, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And
I tried to trade for you forever for Austin Eckler. And then
but you were giving me boo-boo, Papa.
I was giving you everything you wanted.
So another one. So I feel like it's my turn.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to be biased about it, but I know my Saints situation at the QB position is Kaka. Offense in general, because if you really think about it, like the defense has always been ranked top 5 in the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
But the QB situation, yes, Dennis Allen, I fucking hate you.
I mean, he only got the job because of Sean Payton.
Sean Payton.
They were homies.
Look who's suffering with him.
Yeah, I know.
But if you really think about it, like my boy Olave.
Yeah.
My boy Olave.
I love Olave. Yeah.
If you guys seen any of the preseason, he was the number 1 target.
Yeah.
But the thing that fucks him over is the QB position.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
It's like he gets open, he makes shit happen, and he's going after Garrett Wilson. The only reason why he's going after is because Jets have a legit QB. Even though this motherfucker made the top 100 and didn't play no fucking
game last
games.
Yeah. I know that defensive guy who called him out.
Come on, big dog.
I'm also I do love Chris Olave right here. I think Chris Olave is a fantastic player, but one thing I do think that's missing for Chris Olave that would make him
size.
It's not his size actually. I think he would benefit from having like a true X.
True.
Like if he had like Michael Thomas in his prime,
Rashid Shaheed.
We hope. He
had more touchdowns than Olave back then.
Well, and then there's A.T. Perry too. Like we hope these guys can come into this form, and then Olave can play the under routes and the crossing routes, and he'll get all that under quick fire stuff that we know Derek Carr likes to do, and he's actually good at that. Derek Carr, he's very good at the first read. Derek Carr, what he can't do is the second, third read. Yeah, exactly.
He panics.
Yeah. So the first guy's not open, he's screwed. So that's the thing we know. We've seen with Derek Carr. It's. Praise Jesus. One guy that I'm going to bring into the picture right now, he's a guy that I loved last year. I was super, super high on last year, and he got hurt. And now he's just getting a bunch of hate because he was hurt. And that's Christian Kirk.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
for real?
Yeah, wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Christian Kirk is a beast.
He is.
He's like, He's
in the Jaguars now?
Yeah, he was the Jaguars last year, Jaguars this year. The year before, he got traded.
From the Cardinals, right?
But he's one of the most underrated wide receivers in the draft right now.
His size and everything, his speed.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that. And now he came to he's in the Jaguars, right?
Yeah. So,
my last player is the same situation. Like, Christian Kirk, he is the lottery.
Yeah.
He's literally a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Man, you have him. you have certainty that you're gonna fucking win.
Well, and then last year before he got hurt, he was like on track to like it was like 1,600 yards. Like it was beast mode. The thing he wasn't hitting was touchdowns
and
because
he was in a shitty fucking team.
Yeah, the Jaguars got to figure this shit out.
Now, like
they got to figure it out, man. I mean, when he was over at Arizona, I thought Christian Kirk was a beast too.
That's where like shout out to fucking the Cardinals.
Yeah,
shout out to fucking Kyler Murray, man.
Yeah, and I mean that's what I think they were trying to do with him. What I was talking about with like Chris Olave, it was like I think last year when they got Calvin Ridley, the Jags wanted that for Christian Kirk, but then he got hurt. Now they got Brian Thomas. I think he has what it takes to be this character because he's also getting taken in like the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th round as a wide receiver. He's like wide receiver like 40 right now. It's crazy.
Because a lot of people
and he's technically the number one.
Underrated.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Super underrated.
And then this is I know it's not in the what we're talking about, but Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
Fucking Brandon Cooks.
You think he's underrated?
Well, yeah, kind of, because all that whole drama with CeeDee Lamb and all that shit. And he could be the third, like that. But if you've seen his flashes from last year, my boy found the ball.
He came in clutch when he came in clutch.
He found the fucking ball. Oh, it was that point where he was number 2.
Well, he's always been that guy, right? Like even when he was with Houston, you know, with the Saints, everybody. He's as a journeyman, he's always been that clutch wide receiver.
Speedster.
Yeah, hands, beautiful hands.
But you had said Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
And I told you like this fucking other player was on the same team. Underrated as fuck. A lot of people say like, oh, he hasn't developed yet. Yes, he just came into the league. My boy T Law.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence.
Another quarterback.
That motherfucker. Last year he found his groove. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this year is gonna be up to him to to earn that extension.
Yeah, 100%. He has to because he got the money. Now he has to rise to that occasion.
His hype was way before Caleb's.
Yeah,
his hype was like, oh, this motherfucker is gonna.
Well, it's like his athletic profile, right? Like he's like 6'5",
amazing,
240,
fucking amazing.
Clemson, great quarterback, won championships. It was his profile.
So now if you think about it, like it's during that time. Last year he has fucking solid wide receivers. Yeah. I don't know about an offensive line, but if you really think about it, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, in his second year in the situation with Doug Peterson and stuff like that, like we hope to see that things get better.
Doug Peterson fucked him over, bro.
Well, that's his head coach right now, right? You're talking about Urban Meyer.
Oh, that motherfucker.
Yeah, that dude.
Fucked him over.
Yeah. So last guy I'm going to finish up with on the underrated that I think is an underrated player for myself. There's been a lot of talk this offseason about the wide receivers over at Green Bay. Okay, like there's a lot of hype around Jaden Reed because of some of his consistency. There's a lot of hype around Dontavian Wicks because he is very much in that Debo profile without being Debo. You know, he's like he has that profile. Yeah, he's close to 220. He's like 215, 5'10, 5'11, stocky, running back build, but happens to be a wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like a Debo Samuel. We haven't seen him produce like Debo Samuel, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so those two guys we saw last year have glimpses, right? And then the two guys that got drafted to be their dogs were Christian Watson, who's had numerous hamstring injuries, right? But we know he's fast as hell. We know his route tree is limited because of how fast he is. But one guy that like he's had, I think his rookie season he had a little bit of injuries, but last year he was like maybe injured for like one game or two.
From the Packers?
All these guys are from the Packers right here that we're talking about. But Romeo Doubs.
That's the GOAT.
Romeo Doubs. Yeah. I gotta check in with him to see how he pronounces it exactly. But that dude, I love him. I think his profile coming out of college, coming out of Cincinnati, like, man, Romeo Doubs was like, he's a great tracker of the ball. He catches everything. He reminds me of like a young Devontae Adams before Devontae Adams became Devontae Adams.
Like literally, especially how fucking Jordan Love got that extension.
Well, and
he's gonna work so fucking hard.
Well,
that's the QB you want, dude.
Yeah, and on top of that, just like all the talk even around him, like every time he talks about somebody, the only person he talks about from his team consistently is Dobbs. Every time he brings up like a wide receiver that he loves or pictures or can always be on his team, it's always Dobbs. The rest of his guys he loves. He's not dogging them.
So you think he's...
I think he's underrated, bro. I think he's their wide receiver one. He's their X.
Fucking...
Look what they did in the playoffs, man. They went to him twice. He scored 2 touchdowns. He's a beast, bro. He is... Jordan Love, trust him. And that's where it starts, right? So now we need to see that, right? This is year 3 for Romeo Dobbs. It's do or die. He needs to step up. He has the opportunity. He's earned the trust from Jordan Love. I think now... And he's always on the field. That's the thing. He's the only one. The rest of them rotate. Christian Watson, we're doing a deep bomb. This and that. Like, you know what they're doing. 2-man sets, though, it's him. He's always on the field. He never leaves. If he's healthy, he's on there. So they trust him. They know he knows the system that they want over there.
For real. Bro.
So that's where I'm at. And it's been a topic of the offseason of, like, who's it going to be? And Jaden Reed, like, I just don't see it. Like, sure, great production, but...
This whole this whole preseason shit, bro, I don't know, man. Just like I feel like a lot of players feel like they have to fucking redeem themselves what they did last year, but this year is gonna be like do or die.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. It's been Bad Mouth Sports. We love you.
Catch our next episode for live draft strategies.
Hell yeah, baby. Like, follow, subscribe, please, oh please, and leave a comment. Badmouth us a little bit on a team you hate to love. Adios!
All they do is yap, 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 all out the mouth. I don't understand what you really talking about. If you ain't talking about the dollar, what you talking about? All they do is